Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Sri Gurudev. Let us chant Om 3 times together. Om. Om. Shree Gurave Namaha. Shree Gurave Namaha. Shree Gurave Namaha. Let us bow mentally to God, who is all-pervading, all the divine incarnations, all the masters of all times and all places. Let us bow to our beloved Gurudev and bow to the entire creation. Om. Amen. By grace of God and Sri Gurudev, we all are here to celebrate the 50th years of Sri Gurudev's coming to West and the 25th anniversary of this ashram. And again, by the grace of God and Gurus, since yesterday we are thinking and deliberating on a word that is called as the need. Just to think, why did Gurudev think or consider that we need an ashram? Was it a need? If you think he as an individual, like we all, what is the need? And he wanted to have an ashram in his, during the last stage of his physical drama. And he told, we need an ashram. And he just said, it is not just need, and he did it. And he did it, that is why we are here. So we did not know there is a need, but he knew this is the need. And he He had that vision and he did it. However, come back to our discussion on need. What is this need? Today I was looking at the dictionary. Do you know, I try to learn every day something. In English dictionary, I found the meaning of the word need. The requirement which is essential or very important rather than just desirable. That means, what is need? Need is a requirement. Not just I need it, and which is really essential. Let us think in our life, what is really essential? Let us think. We have discussed, or we have got little hint yesterday, but we'll again reflect upon it. What is really essential? The masters in India give the example that we need food. How many times in a day? And how much do we need? Simple question. We need food and it is essential. We are not plants to get our food from sun or from the earth. We need some food. And do you know, the food industry is one of the biggest industry. And this food industry is cause of lots of health disorders. Be very careful. We need food. How much? How many times? And Shree Gurudev said, eat when you are hungry. Drink when you are thirsty. And if we analyze ourselves or just reflect upon, we eat as a habit, as a routine, or we really eat when we are hungry. I'll give you a simple example from my own life. From my childhood, I have been fasting. From childhood. Half a day fasting, full day fasting, fasting without a single drop of water. Like this, many types of fasting I have. From my childhood, I have been fasting. And fasting doesn't make you hungry, really. You will say, what? When you fast, you don't become hungry. First day you feel a little hungry, next day a little less, next day a little less, next day nothing. You don't feel it. But the body needs, but body adjusts. Real hunger in my life, I experienced only 2 times. Hunger. Real hunger. 2 times in my life. Once, it was in 1982, we went for flood work relief. And coming back with bicycle, we went with bicycle, more than 100, 120 kilometers. Then coming, no, it was 160 kilometers nearly. And then coming back. However, 2 times in my life, I have really felt hunger in spite of fasting several times. I can tell thousands of times fasting. So, are we really hungry? We need food. Now come back to the example of the masters. They tell we need food. For food, we have to put little effort. But without food, we can survive for a few days without anything. And I don't know if you have heard about the Jain sadhus. In India, India is the birthplace of many religions. And most of the religions, present living religions, most are from East or Middle East. All the present religions are from East or Middle East. However, one religion even older than Buddhism is Jainism, Jain, Jain. In Jainism, they fast a lot. And they have many monks, those who fast unto last. In their old age, they accept the path of fasting. Even they stop taking water. And slowly they leave the body and in consciousness. So it is joyful living of body. They do it. However, we need food few times in a day. If you think of food and drink is, I'm talking of water. Yesterday, I was reading an article written by one of our disciples, a doctor on cancer, in which he's talking about that the advice the doctors give nowadays, one is decrease your alcohol intake, preferably up to 0. 0 means no alcohol. So, however, we need water. Doctors tell, and health conscious people know, we need quite a few liters of water. We should drink plenty. And it is needed to clean the body. If you compare food and water, water is easily available. For food, you have to cook or to buy and to do something, and even to take food also, it takes time, lots of effort. But for water, nothing. You just take water and you drink it. Water is more important than food, so water is easily available. Unfortunately, now we have to buy water. Decades ago, anywhere you just, I remember my young age wandering in the Himalayas. When you are thirsty, you don't carry water bottle. Because here and there were fountains. You just go there and drink it. Or go down to the Ganga, take water, drink it like this. So nice. So food and water. Water you have to take up to the mouth. Okay. Now from water, the air. My dear one, how much air do you need? How often do you need? You will say, we need continuously. We are breathing continuously. We need air. That which is more, this is the message of the masters, that which is more important to us is closer to us. Food, water, air. Air is near the nose. The nose is not going and searching for air. It is near the nose because it is more important. And in this way, we need breath. We need air. I don't know how many of you are really understood the value of breath. Thank God I am. I have. You have. How did you understand it? As I told you, I understood real hunger experienced real hunger 2 times. I understood the value of breath because I was sick, suffering from acute asthma, breathing trouble. Oh, as if this was the last breath. That was my, and how old was I? In my teenage. In my teenage, I was feeling as if this is my last breath. So much of suffering. So we need breath day and night. This is needed. Now, the problem is coming for the whole world. Do you know what is the problem? The problem is coming, time will come, if we are not conscious and careful now, time will come when we have to buy oxygen for our own breath. That business will come up. I have heard, I have not seen, in some cities in the world, there are provision for oxygen. You can go for few short time, you can take more oxygen with a mask, put some coin and go. And we know during last pandemic, oxygen became scarce. And there was so much problem with, supply of oxygen to hospitals and health centers. It was there. However, this creation is creation of God. It is not just creation of God. This is a very interesting thing, but you should be very clear. In most of the religions, for example, Buddhism is silent about God. But most of the religions believe in God. And I hope most of us will believe in God. And where is God? Most of us, most of the religions believe in one God. And where is the God? Where is God? Everywhere. In heaven. So those who believe God in heaven, a contradiction. For them, God is finite or infinite. One who is finite will have finite power or infinite power. God is omnipresent. Be very clear. God is omnipresent. And this creation is not the creation of God. The creation itself is God. Am I clear? It is creation itself is manifestation of God's will from God is God. Everything is God. I look at you. When I look at you, I look at form. A form appears as a man or woman. It is just form and formality, but behind this form, the presence is the soul, which is infinite, formless. What happened in most of the religions or in the world? Although they believed in God, or even some people speak of ahimsa, non-violence, in some religions, but the attitude, action, and everything, it says that we don't believe in omnipresence of God. You will tell, why do you tell this? If we believe in omnipresence of God, we cannot really separate. There is so much of discrimination, so much of division. And not only that, be very clear about few things I will tell because it will create some confusion. Suppose we want to live. We need some food. We need some food. Taking food creates some himsa. Himsa means hurting or injuring. You will tell what? Everybody, whether we are vegetarian, non-vegetarian, vegan, whoever, while we take some food, we have to hurt or injure some. How? Suppose I am vegetarian, I eat pure vegetable, for example. Vegetable is also hurting the plants. Yes or no? So plant has life or no? Anyone who breathes has life. Very simple definition of life. One who breathes has life. We are breathing, we have life. When the breath stops, it is lifeless, dead. Animals breathe, they have life. When breath stops, it is lifeless. The plants breathe, it is life. Life is. They all are living. And those who practice Kriya Yoga, at least, they know the breath is going in and coming out because of the soul within. Because of the soul within each one of us, the breath is going in and coming out. Now the question comes, do the animals have soul or not? Then the question will come, do the plants have soul or not? Am I clear? Then you will tell them what to do. We kill. Yes, we have to. There is no life without life. Life needs life. Be very clear. Life needs life. There is no life without life. We need some food. We have to hurt. We have to kill or destroy anybody. We destroy plants, somebody. But what is happening? Again, be careful. The consciousness in each living being is in different level. Consciousness, we all are conscious now. You are attentively looking at your teacher and listening to him and trying to understand what he is talking of. We all are conscious. The plants, animals, they all are conscious. There is consciousness. The plants are conscious of the environment. Suppose now autumn, fall will come. So plants are conscious of the change in the temperature and atmosphere. Slowly they will drop their leaves. They have consciousness. Now spring is coming. Again, the consciousness is making them vibrant. New leaves, flowers coming up. All have consciousness, but there is a different level of consciousness. Even if we all are human beings sitting here, in this hall, for example, we are this many spiritual people sitting here. We call ourselves at least spiritual. Our level of consciousness is also different from one another. Sometimes we shout, we scream, we hurt others. We are not conscious of our conduct, how it is affecting others with our little rude or rough behavior. We are not conscious of, although we are conscious. So even our level of consciousness is different. So the Vedic rishis said consciousness in plants and animals are in, again, from plants to animals, animals to human. So there is increase in the level of consciousness. Am I clear? So when we need anything, for example, I need clothes. For clothes, I need from where the clothes are coming. Nowadays, for example, synthetic came up, but its normal source is cotton or wool. Again, we depend upon life. Those who use silk clothes, for example, cotton, take the, cotton from the cotton plant, you are not hurting the plant. You take wool from the sheep, you are not hurting the sheep. But if you use silk, you don't know. It is sad. We kill a lot. Killing a lot of silkworm to get silk. So for everything we need, whether it is clothes, whether it is food, whether it is, so there is himsa, hurting others. The purpose of telling this to you, to be a little bit more conscious and careful in our daily life. We need oxygen, but what are you doing to get oxygen? You'll tell, what should I do? Nobody. I read recently a book. In that book, I came across one girl, or she must be young lady in Sweden or somewhere, who is talking on trees and all this. From the north. From where? So from which country? From Sweden. I read from one book. So she's talking of this. I met a man when I was young, wandering in the Himalayas. His name was Sundarlal Bahuguna. And he started a movement not to cut trees from the Himalayas. He encouraged the women to come forward. Those who are trying to cut up, because they were holding the trees. Before you cut the tree, kill us. So it was called a Chipko movement during those days. Destruction of nature, cutting down of trees. And on this earth, our need is multiplying. Need is, yesterday I gave you the example, that which was luxury, now it has become necessary. A telephone was a luxury, now it is necessary. So in this way, if we think how much need we have in multiplying, and as a result, what is going to happen? You'll ask me, Swamiji, yes, we have come here to meditate. See, sure. And why you are talking of all these? Is it part of meditation? It is part of meditation. Meditation is not just closing the eyes and remaining in the fontanel. Meditation is to be in the fontanel, to keep your eyes open, to see God's presence everywhere, and to do something good, which is good for myself and for everybody. This is practical meditation. Meditation is not just run away from responsibility and I need to breathe. I need oxygen. But am I doing something or contributing something to get oxygen back? I need food. Suppose I love mango. So, yes, you love mango, but who planted the mango trees? Am I doing anything? So each one of us are little creator. We all. And we all have to create. We can be divine, we can be devil. Because devils also create. And being divine, we have to create goodness within We have to create goodness around me, where I live, where I move, as much as possible. We have to create. We have to understand. I have to understand my own life. I remember, I might have told you this story. The book is still now with me. I have not finished that book. I love the books. The title of the book, it is in Odia. What should you eat? Meat or grass? That man who authored this book, I knew him personally. He's no more. He was a professor of English. And he's telling how he became vegetarian. He was in UK. So there was a program, and in the program, one British lady, because there was discussion on food, one British lady punched him like this. How do you feel? He said, it hurts. So you should feel that how does it hurt animals whom you eat? Very simple thing. And that was the awakening in him. He decided, enough. Only this incident. And not only he decided to be vegetarian, he convinced his wife to be vegetarian, his daughter to be vegetarian, and they wanted whomever will give our daughter for marriage, he should be vegetarian. And they found a nice, groom or son-in-law who was a vegetarian and accepted this. So, however, so that person is telling how I changed myself. He was an interesting person. So, however, come back to our word needs. I need clothes. How much clothes do I need? I need a space to live. How big space do I need? I need food. How much food I need? Like this, if we go, each individual, each one of us, if we just make our own life's assessment, how much do I need? I met a person, spent little time with him. He was a very prominent man in India also. So I remained his attendant for a few days. I was young, in my late teenage, early 20. He had, that was his total belonging of life. Because he traveled all over India and he was a very, you can tell, a very powerful person. And he had 3 pairs of clothes. That's all. 3 pairs of clothes. So 1 pair on the body, 1 pair is to be washed, because every day it's to be washed. Another pair for emergency. Not 4th pair. His total belonging was this much, 1 duffel bag. That was his total belonging. And it was also packed in such a systematic way, you can't imagine his earth swing. And oh God, it was interesting. I learned from him a lot. Although I could not practice so much as I learned from him. In my life, I have seen sadhus, I have seen social activists, I have seen all types of people, politicians, I have seen the ex-kings, I have seen the poor people, very, very poor people I have seen. I have gone to the house of the untouchables. I have gone to very rich people's house. So how much do I need? Is it clear to me? Is it clear to us? I'm talking of myself, my problem. When I packed my bag, suppose I went to Holland. I went just carry-on baggage. Even there I found I packed more than what I needed. I could have made it less. It could have been lighter. Then you will ask, then what did you do? Why did you pack more? Because it is, well, maybe I'll read this book. Maybe so I put little more. So it becomes heavy. This is the problem with each one of us. How much do we need? What do I need? How much do I need? Do you know, the more we need, the problem. What is the need? A disciple asked Gurudev, why don't you have a motor car? It was in Tattendorf Ashram. Gurudev lived in India, traveled in West, was going to India, coming back to West. If he would have wished to have a motor car, he could have easily got a car. Even some disciples must have been ready to give a car. So when the Western disciple asked, why don't you have a car? He said, we have many cars. C-U-R. Not C-A-R. C-U-R. You know this word? Many of you may not know. Few might know. What is C-U-R? Somebody is looking at the... It is a breed of dog. It is related to dog. You know, in India, there's stray dogs. That person from West did not know this word. Gurudev made little humor. He didn't have. We lived in Tattendorf Ashram. There was no refrigerator. It came during our time, a refrigerator. There was no telephone. It came during our time, a telephone. There was no telephone. I lived with Gurudev. I have not seen Gurudev ever. I don't know if when he was in West, they can tell better. I have never seen reading a newspaper. Have you seen? No? In India, never. I have never seen Gurudev reading a newspaper. Never. He lived among us. He's not ancient sage. He traveled everywhere. I'm talking of myself. Since last few years, I'm not reading newspaper. Before, it is a very humble confession. You know, when I was using internet, in the internet you click and the newspaper. So read the newspaper. Not one newspaper. So even the newspaper gets updated few hours. So few times, last few years, I'm not using internet, I'm not reading newspaper. Nothing is happening to me. If there is any news, somebody tells something happened, I hear it. That's all right. What is happening? Again, I'm talking of need. Is the newspaper a need? Just Gurudev was in New York. He was in the house apartment of a disciple. That disciple asked Gurudev, can you find something different in my apartment? He had a family. Gurudev could not find exactly what he wants to know or to tell. He said, tell me, what is your specialty? He said, we don't have television. In USA, in New York, in one family Gurudev stayed, and Gurudev was telling that they didn't have television. They didn't have television. Nowadays, for example, there is no need of television. Your little machine in your hand, it tells everything. There is no need of wristwatch. There is no need of radio. There is no need of camera. There is no need of calculator. There is no need of computer. There is no need of television, and so on. Tape recorder, everything can be done with your little toy. So that family didn't have television. In ashrams also, we didn't have television, nothing. You will tell Swamiji, yes, you want to take us to 18th century, 17th century, isn't it? I said, no. Then why do you tell all this? We should, this machine is useful. It is needed. How much is needed? How long is needed? Everything, if we analyze in our life, whatever we consider as needed, how much, how long, I will use that much, not more. Sitting here, you all are very quiet and peaceful. Once this class is over, going out and doing like this. Why? I want to know if anything happened. We need to talk. As we are talking of need, we need to talk. How much? Do you know, after observing silence for this long period of time, now it is whispering a little or talking a little in between, but usually the satsang or meditation. Otherwise, I see that how much useless gossip, useless talk, nothing needed. You will tell Swamiji, it was so nice when you were coming and taking food with us and telling nice stories. We were enjoying all this, all entertainment. All entertainment. When Gurudev told me, do you know, when this ashram was to be inaugurated, I reached here. Just like days before, then Gurudev told me, is it not good that you take food alone? So I didn't say anything. And Gurudev told those who were cooking and serving food, give food to him. So they gave me a plate of food. And this house was not like this as we see now. Upstairs, that side was all right. And this side upstairs, it was not like now. So I was staying everywhere. There was big hanging curtain. And I was sitting with a plate of food, looking through the window, and it was all vacant and nice vineyard. I was thinking I'm in the prison. Sitting alone, taking food, miserable. You can't imagine, my mind was, I'm telling 25 years ago, during these days, I'm talking of my own mind. It was so nice to take food with everybody, to see everybody there. Now you sit alone and just to chew. However, thank God, because of this COVID, since that time till today, I'm taking food all by myself alone. Once in a while coming out and taking food with others. Do you know, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful to take food alone or in complete silence, chew, as Gurudev was telling, chew more, chew more, chew more, chew more, chew more. And in every taste, in every bite, remember God. Oh, really, I'm remembering him, realizing him, and I'm seeing how practical his teachings. I'm experiencing it. You just think, God has given us eyes to see. We need to see, nothing wrong. What to see? Whom to see? How much to see? Do you know, God gave eyes to each one of us. Thank God although these eyes are used, I'm talking of myself, very extensively used eyes. Is it so? As a student, I studied a lot. And as a teacher, I also study a lot. Also, I work with computer, I write. Earlier, I was writing in my hand, others were typing. Now, all the books that we get, mostly it is typed by myself, all with my own fingers. So looking at the computer. So the eyes are getting little, old and tired. But what to see, how much to see, whom to see? And yes, you see everybody, everything, no problem. But we call ourselves spiritual, we all are meditating. Do we see God in all? Do we see goodness in all? Do we see beauty of divinity in all? Or he is so nasty, she is so selfish, he is so self-centered. What do I see? We need to see what to see. We need to eat what to eat. We need to hear how much to hear. Need. I hear nowadays, the real estate. Recently, I went out to, you'll be curious, out means where did I go? To have food. You went out to have food? Yes. Where? To a disciple's home. After long time in Europe, I went first time to have little food in a disciple's home. So he cooked. Then I heard that people from city, from Vienna, they are moving out if they have children to be a little bit in open space where they can play, they can, so not the crowd, so they are moving. So they are telling how the real estate price is going high. In more construction, more, everywhere there is construction. I'm from India. India now is the most populous country. Since last few months, it has stopped over China. So it is the most. And one day I told in India, do you know, in India we have more houses than people. They didn't believe me. If I tell you also, you may not believe me. You will tell there are so many homeless people, poor people. We have more houses than people. Recently, a disciple family had their new housewarming. I was invited. I went there. They told Guruji, I said, yes, you take this house and use it. For what? Let Prajnana Mission or Jnana Prabha Mission, they can use it. We don't need it now. And this is, then I heard in the same township or same complex, many houses, all expensive and good, well-furnished houses. And it is finished, owned by people, but very few people living in that area. Why? People, they make the house. It is, do you know what? We want to have house. So happen. But we live in the city, we have job, we have this, but house is there. I asked, he's not so rich, but affluent, okay, well to do. I asked him, How many rooms you have? He has houses at few places. He gave a number. How many people you are? They are only two son and daughter-in-law and two grandchildren. Total 6. And the rooms they have, it is more than 40 rooms. This town, at this place, at this house, like this. So if you go on counting more than 40 rooms, 6 people. This is happening in India, not India, everywhere in the world. We have apartment in this city, apartment in that country, a house in this country. People have going on. Why? It's all what we need, how much we need. Do you know, the more is the need, the more is the trouble. More is the need, more is the trouble. Sri Lahide Mahasaya said, it is in poetic form, Jato karo ayabruddhi tato hobe dukkha, arther avasyakata kamilei sukha. I hope you understood it, isn't it? It is in Bengali. The meaning is, the more you earn, the more trouble you invite. Minimize your need. You will enjoy and experience more happiness. Do you know what happened? It is a wrong understanding of Vedic culture. They thought the Vedic culture is antidote to development. Because if they tell that minimize your need, minimize your need. So if I need less clothes, there will be less production. If there will be less production, there will be less industry. If there will be less industry, there will be less employment. If there will be less employment, there will be more unemployment. You will think it will be like this. It is a wrong understanding. Whatever we want to increase your need, increase your this, for what? And how much you can go on? The peril, the problem, and the crisis of so-called development, which we all are running as a rat race now. Where is the end? Global warming, extension of desert, diseases, pollution, and so on. And decrease in happiness, decrease in joy, increase in suicide, increase in, where is it development? Is it progress? Is it real growth? Think. A sadhu was traveling. It is not a story. It is a real incident. His name I can tell. His name was Ananda Swami Saraswati. He was a monk of Arya Samaj. He traveled. He was born in Pakistan. At that time, there was no Pakistan, the present Pakistan. He was born in present Pakistan long before independence, and he was a very famous man. He has his own newspaper, big man. Then he renounced everything, became a monk. He traveled all over the world, Western Europe, Africa, North and South America. He traveled extensively. Ananda Swami Saraswati. He is telling, once he was coming to Europe, somebody next to him, one European, asked him, where are you going to? He said, to Europe. You have any friend or relative? He said, everybody is friend, relative. But in your definition, I have nobody, but all are my friends and relatives. But why are you going to? I'm going to tell them they have everything, but they have lost something. What they have lost, I'm going to tell them. So the man asked him what they lost. He said, yes, they have everything. They have job, they have money, they have comfort, they have whatever the need they have, but They have lost happiness, joy, peace, calmness. So they have what they have lost, I'm going to remind them. It was 50, 60 years ago, not now. 50, 60 years ago, he was talking this. And this is happening. And what has happened in the whole world? Whole world, you know, you just think of, it is not a criticism, but how simple example. The whole world is now using trousers. It is easy, comfortable, no problem. The whole world is using trouser now. I have also trousers. When I go for walk, for comfortable walking, I use it. Whole world is imitating. The problem is the need what we speak. It is not our need, it is out of imitation. Looking at others, I want it. Just like as I told you, the trouser all over the world, we want. And another problem, what is happening, because of this modern technology, the lifestyle, the house, the dress, the food, everything is, you can see, and we want to imitate. We want this, we want this, we want this, we want need. It is really need or something else. Is it needed like breath? When I was young, I was commuting from Puri to Cuttack almost every working days. Early in the morning, taking the bus. So those who have traveled in India, they might have heard that in the bus, they play music, loud music. And if you don't want music, if you tell slow down, some people say little louder. Okay, it's really horrible. However, for me also, during those days, horrible. What to do? Then I decided, love the music. In English, there is a proverb, that which you cannot alter, endure that which you cannot alter, cannot change, endure. What to do? And during those days, there was no earplug. Nowadays, we have earplug, you can use it not to listen. However, so I started listening to the music. Listening to the music made me meditative. You know, one song, these are all movie songs. श्वास के जरूरत है जैसे जिंदगी के लिए. A girl and a boy telling each other how much I love you, as is the breath needed for life, so I need you. So this is the song. I listened to it. Then I diverted this song to whom? To God. It's any love song can easily be diverted to God and become a devotional song. Very easy. So I practiced it in the bus and it became so reflective, meditative. The music, the song did not disturb me anymore. You just think what we need, how much we need, and what we are thinking that I need, or people are thinking we need, is it really needed? Let us close our eyes for a moment. With deep love, let us think of God and Shree Gurudev. Let us pray to God. O God, O Gurudev, give us right understanding, right attitude to lead a practical spiritual life, to make the life disciplined, how to use my every sense organs, how much is needed, how to use my mind, what the mind needs really, how to discipline my life, what is really needed in life. Bless me to be more divine and conscious of your presence all the time, everywhere. Let us chant Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayah. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukkha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Oh God, bless us. Let all be happy. Let all be healthy. Let all be noble. And let no one suffer in any form, in any way. We bow to you. We bow to the entire creation. Om. Amen.